The story takes place in the 1940s in Texas, where racial tensions between black and white people were high. Black people faced severe discrimination. They couldn't speak freely, conduct business, or own property. Many were forced to work for white people, and losing their homes was one of their biggest struggles. Among them was a young boy named Bernard, who had a dream. He worked as a shoe shiner outside a bank, not because he needed money, but because he aspired to become a banker and own a bank one day. Denied admission to prestigious colleges due to his race, Bernard educated himself by carefully listening to the conversations of white bankers and businessmen. He deliberately polished their shoes slowly, hoping they would talk longer, and he would note down everything he learned in his diary. He even eavesdropped on discussions between the bank manager and clients. One day, while doing this, Bernard was caught. His father warned him that his dreams were too big and that reality would crush him. But Bernard refused to give up. The story then jumps 15 years ahead. Bernard is now married with a son and has moved to Los Angeles, where racial discrimination is less severe than in Texas. Determined to build a better life, he promises his wife that they will soon own their own home. As he explores the city, he notices that black communities are overcrowded, multiple families are forced to share single houses, while white neighborhoods have many vacant properties. This observation sparks a business idea. Bernard realizes that if he buys houses in white neighborhoods and rents them to black families, he can create an opportunity for his community while making a profit. He comes across an abandoned apartment building in poor condition. Seeing an opportunity, he approaches the owner and offers to buy the property for $35,000, $30,000 upfront and the remaining $5,000 once all apartments are rented. The owner, hesitant to take risks, refuses. However, Bernard notices a calendar given to the owner by a bank manager, and he decides to seek a loan. At the bank, the secretary refuses to let Bernard meet the manager because of his race. Determined, Bernard waits outside for hours. When the manager finally leaves, Bernard approaches him, pitching his idea. But the manager refuses without consideration. That night, Bernard unexpectedly receives a call from the building owner. Instead of scolding him for going behind his back to the bank, the owner praises Bernard's persistence. Impressed by his determination, he agrees to be Bernard's guarantor for the loan. For the first time in his life, Bernard secures a bank loan, allowing him to invest in real estate and purchase the building. While renovating, an elderly white woman confronts Bernard, assuming he is just a worker. When he reveals that he owns the building, she is shocked. Shortly after, the police arrive, summoned by the woman, who cannot believe a black man could own property in a white neighborhood. However, Bernard is prepared. He presents his legal documents, and the police leave. A few days later, the same woman questions him again. This time, Bernard calmly repeats that he is the owner. Unable to accept living among black tenants, she moves out, allowing Bernard to rent the apartment to a black family. With time, Bernard successfully rents out all the apartments, repays his bank loan, and even returns the remaining balance to the previous owner. Impressed by Bernard's business skills, the former owner offers him a partnership. Seeing this as a great opportunity, Bernard agrees. Together, they buy and renovate another building, renting it out successfully. To the public, Bernard's white business partner is seen as the face of the company, ensuring smooth operations in a racially biased market. Their partnership thrives, and Bernard eventually buys a luxurious mansion for his family. However, success comes with challenges. After a few years, Bernard's business partner passes away, leaving his shares to his wife. Unlike her husband, she despises black people and refuses to work with Bernard. She demands that he sell his shares to her at a reduced price, threatening legal action. Bernard knows that the legal system is stacked against black people, but he refuses to back down. His determination to fight for his rights leads to a legal battle. To win, he needs someone familiar with his business dealings, and he remembers the bank manager who had once denied him a loan. When Bernard arrives at the bank, he finds that his late partner's wife has already spoken to the manager. Frustrated, Bernard surveys the surrounding area. He notices that all the banks in the district discriminate against black people. This sparks another bold idea: why not buy the entire building housing these banks? If he owns the building, the banks will have to deal with him. Lacking sufficient capital, Bernard seeks investment from a wealthy black real estate mogul named Joy. Initially, Joy is skeptical, thinking Bernard is insane for attempting such an ambitious move. However, Bernard presents precise calculations and a business strategy that convince Joy of the potential profit. Excited by the vision, Joy agrees to partner with him. To navigate the racial barriers of business transactions, they need a white representative. Bernard selects a trusted associate, Matt, who undergoes training in business etiquette, golf, and real estate dealings. At a golf club, Matt successfully negotiates the purchase of the bank building, solidifying Bernard and Joy's position in the real estate market. As Bernard's influence grows, even bank presidents start showing him respect. His success significantly improves opportunities for black people in Los Angeles, allowing them to buy homes and establish businesses. His efforts contribute to racial integration, and even the city's white mayor acknowledges his impact. Years later, Bernard returns to Texas to visit his parents. Seeing a young black boy polishing shoes outside the bank, just as he once did, he realizes that discrimination in Texas remains unchanged. This fuels his desire to fight for equal rights. He convinces Joy to invest in Texas, buying a bank building and using it to provide loans to black individuals, helping them gain financial independence. However, their actions draw the attention of a junior bank owner who is displeased with black people gaining economic power. He warns Bernard and Joy that their bank's loan approvals will be audited by federal authorities. Knowing that bias in the system could lead to their downfall, Matt suggests buying another bank to shift their loans. This risky plan works temporarily, but the junior owner manipulates the system, ensuring federal inspectors investigate their new bank. When the inspection begins, Matt panics. Bernard, disguised as a worker, overhears the auditors revealing legal discrepancies in the bank's paperwork, errors orchestrated by the junior owner. As a result, the bank's license is revoked, and Bernard and Joy are arrested. Their lawyer informs them that the legal system is rigged against them. Meanwhile, Matt, facing his own charges, is offered a deal: testify against Bernard and Joy in exchange for freedom. He agrees. In court, Bernard is given a choice: betray Matt and walk free, or defend his people and go to jail. He chooses the latter, delivering a powerful speech about the struggles of black Americans and their right to equality. His words resonate, but he is still sentenced to prison. The bank is reclaimed by its former white owners. Matt, being white, faces no consequences. Years later, Bernard and Joy are released. Bernard's wife is surprised to find him in high spirits despite everything. Then Joy reveals the truth: Bernard never lost his wealth. The night before his court appearance, Matt, guilt-ridden for betraying Bernard, called him. Instead of asking for an apology, Bernard made a request: sell all their assets and reinvest the money elsewhere. Matt complied. Now, Bernard and Joy have an even bigger real estate empire, ensuring a future where they continue to uplift their community. With this revelation, Bernard's journey comes full circle. His dream remains intact, proving that resilience, intelligence, and perseverance can overcome even the deepest injustices.